Is this a good, lighthearted, fun practice here today with some serious business at hand? Guys seem to be smiling and I guess maybe looking forward to the end of this trip and a big game tomorrow night.
Again, what we'll try to do is try to regroup. We weren't happy with our game yesterday from a mental approach. We felt that we definitely have to improve on that, and first and front and center was our start, and we cannot afford to start, and give spot any team in the league 3 goals, and that's an indication in our sharpness and our ability. And then the second part of it is special teams. If we have a decent special teams game yesterday, we get points. Simple as that. We had power plays. We looked good on the power play. We didn't accomplish anything with it. And those are the things that you try to build on, and those are the points that you make, and then you try to refresh your group because we know these tomorrow night here specifically in this building, they're going to be coming after us, and it's going to be a skating game. We're going to have to be prepared to skate.
Are you seeing anything different in the power play when you're watching Phil Randy than when it was?
I think that at times we force stuff, and I think we're taking shots right now that aren't really grade A quality opportunities, and I think that's going a little bit more with the pressing attitude, is when one guy's thinking that they should be shooting and we don't have enough net presence, and those are the things that you're trying to eliminate. And our power play's been pretty good all year, and now it's in a flat spot, and there is the old adage is just get it back to the point and shoot it and send 3 people to the net, and those things. And we haven't gotten to that point yet, but when you watch it work the puck around the way it did yesterday, and as good as it looked with no results, if we continue to have that kind of puck possession and move it that effectively, we will score some goals on it, that's for sure.
Any update on Bernier?
Bernier had an MRI today, and he's got a low-grade muscle strain.
How long is it?
How low?
How low? It is in the groin area. Okay, Rosie? Is that enough? Ask and you shall receive.
How long do you expect him to be out for?
I cannot put a timetable on it. I would say it's closer to day than it is week to week.
So then looking at, obviously, maybe some of the goals and some of the rebounds that James gave up yesterday, how confident are you if you have to go ahead and put McIntyre in, or what's Reimer's leash?
Well, I can't tell you what Reimer's leash is. Don't know what his leash is. I think again, it's not any different than any other player, but if you feel you're not getting the desired level of play, or your team might not be playing that well in front of them, sometimes changing the goalie is a jolt. Now, you do it for different reasons, but you do it basically to either stimulate your team or to give your team an opportunity because you feel that the individual isn't playing up to the level. So for me to come here and prematurely describe to you when I'd pull him, I haven't got that.
Was Bernier's strain pre-existing before the LA game? You mentioned the save that he made on a 2-on-1, and I was just wondering.
Yeah, he tweaked it in San Jose, actually. We played in Anaheim the night before, and then he went and to the rink and skated. The morning of the San Jose game, Rhymes played that night, so we had extra players go and skate, and that's the normal routine. A goalie goes and takes some shots, and he said he had a little bit of a strain that didn't bother him, and he felt fine. And then when we got to LA, that he felt that it was bothering him to a point that he was going to question whether he was going to go. And I said, well, you got to make the decision whether you're going or not. Let us know. And after the first period, he said that he didn't feel comfortable. It was getting worse, and so we made the decision.
So it might have started in Anaheim?
No, it would have started in the morning skate in San Jose the next day.
And then but if you have to go to McIntyre, how confident are you?
Well, Mac's a veteran American League guy. He's played a lot of hockey, and he's played very well down there. And that, again, is a depth in your organization, and we'd have no issue, believe me, putting McIntyre in the net.
Part of the reason of having 2 goalies is kind of for instances like this.
Well, obviously.
And you haven't had to deal with this.
We haven't had to deal with it, but this is the hand that you're dealt through the course of the season, and when you play lots of games in a short period of time, we've described it many times that there is going to be injuries, and this is the first one that's affected our goaltending.
Any level of concern at all with Phil's dry spell, Randy? Or?
Well, there's always concern, but again, how many chances is he getting, and how many shots is he getting directed towards the net? And again, the power play, you give him those opportunities that he had yesterday. Historically, he's been able to find the back of the net.
Randy, you're playing teams now that are right behind you and chasing you guys in the standings, and you have an opportunity to kind of put them in the rearview mirror. Does the mindset change from a hockey team when when teams are chasing you, vice versa?
I think, again, we know the importance of the games. We're not immune to what's going on, and I think the one thing that we've got to focus on is the first one is the most important one. And you've heard us say it, the next one's the most important one. Well, it is. Mm-hmm. The reality is we have to have a solid outing against the Detroit Red Wings here tomorrow night. And we will try to amp up our focus because it wasn't good enough in our last outing. And that's the area in which we have to improve on. We think physically, and this hockey club can skate and play with good teams. And we just didn't do that. In 5 of the last 22 games, we felt that we've had issues that where we call them stinkers, where we've played well. We lost 5 in regulation, and then the rest of the games we've got points in. So we've been on a pretty good run, but again, mentally, this is the dog days of the season. We're down close to the 10-game mark. The intensity ramps up in every hockey game, so we're going to have to get better.
Maturation process, Randy, for a very young hockey club in terms of trying to get the inconsistencies more to consistent level?
Yes and no. I think when you look at it and say our record over the 22 games, if we lost 5, outright, that we were disappointed with our effort and critical of our group. But again, there's always areas in which we can improve on, but we're not going to just dwell on the negatives. I find that there's a lot of that goes on, and we want to try and flush those.
Any update on bowling? A daily update on bowling?
A daily update, week to week. Yeah, he looks better. He does look better. So hopefully that's a positive sign going forward here, and then in the short term for us.
Is the flu run its course through your team now?
Everybody seems to be healthy. Fanuff is back to normal. Bozak, those were the 2 guys that were, and then Holland, he's back. So I would say we're pretty much as healthy as we're going to be.